Kia ora class, welcome to 91356 Conceptual Design. Today we're going to look at the ergonomic assessment of your developed idea. So looking at your teams and your team's resources under your Files tab, if you look at the ergonomic assessment, open up that document, that tells you exactly how to go through the process of working this out. What we're trying to do is get to the point where we've got a 1 to 10 scale model of yourself and of your final design so that you can make the call as what things you might want to change to get your bike to fit yourself better. So going back to the previous video, we talked about development. This was my example of my developed design here. So what you need to do is open up this document here. It's called ergonomic assessment. It's in your team's files tab, and you're going to all get to this first cutout of an ergonomic here. All you need to do is resize that, shrink it or make it larger depending on your own height on the photocopy machine. So for example, if your height is 180 centimeters, all you need to do is divide 180 by 172 and then times 100. So that means if you're 180 centimeters tall, you need to make this page 105% larger on the photocopy machine. So enter in your height into that formula, work out how much you need to scale or reduce on the photocopy machine, and then you're going to recut out that shape and assemble it into the position of yourself in a go-kart or on a bike. So you can see that the next part is really to get your final design drawing and do the same thing. So you need to rescale that thing so that it's also at a 1 to 10 scale. So if you're doing a go-kart, you're probably best to measure the wheelbase and take that known measurement and do a little formula to figure out how to increase that so it's at the correct scale. So if I show you my own example, so to get my sketch to the correct scale, what I did was I knew that I measured the tire distance, which was 46 millimeters. So on the sketch here, the tire diameter is 46 millimeters, and I know at a 1 to 10 scale, the real tire should be 69.5 millimeters. So I divided 69 divided by 46 times 100, and that was 150%. So that meant I needed to photocopy this drawing at 150% on the photocopy machine. Now you can see I've got that drawing to scale. So once you've cut out your ergonomic and then repositioned it on your design, like I've done there, then you can make some calls as to what you think. So with my design, with my example, I thought the wheelbase at 1500 was quite large because the average wheelbase of a mountain bike is something like 1181 to 1288 millimeters long. So for my final design, I might shrink that wheelbase down to 1400 millimeters. Another good thing for you to think about is just some basic geometry. Work out what size tires you've got. If you're doing the bike, also work out your crank length, so you can figure out when you turn the pedals that your cranks aren't going to hit the ground, and work out the bottom bracket height. So that is the height from the ground to the bottom bracket here. So you need to know that geometry. That'll help you with the ergonomic assessment. Over to you guys.